In this video, I'm going to show you how you can sue someone online through small claims court without having to drive all the way downtown. So you would go to the website northcarolina.tylertech.cloud/SRL, which are capital SRL capital. You can also find this link by going to our website, then clicking on contact, and then going down towards the bottom, and you'll find that link. The website is votesbf.com. So we normally click on begin right here, but because I've already pre-done this as a sample, I'm going to click on this page here, and it's going to, after you click begin, you're going to see this page right here, okay? And they just give you some disclaimers here, like you should talk to a lawyer if you need to, and you should have all your documents in order. So you click on acknowledge here, and you hit next, and then you should have all this paperwork it says, you click on next, and then where is it going to be filed? Mecklenburg, click on next, and then you can check one. You can use an individual or you can sue a business. There's very different scenarios. If you sue a business and they're in the Secretary's website, then after you do this paperwork, you can send a certified letter to them. They will pretty much automatically accept it because they're a corporation or something on the website. And then you will take that certified letter notification and send it to the court system later on to prove that they were served, and you'll probably go to court about 2.5 months later. If they're an individual, it's more complicated because after you fill this out, you would have to make 2 copies of everything and mail it with a $30 check to the Mecklenburg sheriff in order for them to serve the person. But let's just assume it's a business right now. I'm going to click on next here. And then you're going to put in this information from this person. Let's assume they're just a mom and pop business and they're not in the Secretary of State. They're not a corporation. You put in the information you know about them. Then you click on next. And one thing you have to do is you have to verify whether they're in the military or not, or at least attempt to do that. Because if you're in the military, you have certain protections from being sued when you're like overseas serving and such. And this website's super slow. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but if you are actually representing the HOA on behalf of the HOA, you have to have something from the board authorizing that. That's the first thing the judge is going to ask you. So this is a screen about military service. You're going to click next here. And basically, you have to go to this website and put in their information, and you have to have their birthday or social security number, which most of the time you will not have. So it'll give you inconclusive results. And then you have to upload that PDF right here saying that we don't know if they're in the military or not, okay? But I basically said, I do not know. And yes, I went to this website right here to try to see if they're in the military, but we couldn't determine that. And then I wrote the same thing down here. We entered the website, but didn't have their information to find out if they're in the military or not. You click next. This is just a fake person. This is not a real account. We would have to print out 2 copies of the CV100 and the CV200 and the military thing we just did. We do not need an interpreter, and we would need to send that to the sheriff's office with a $30 check. Okay, and then amount owed and reason. Let's say it's 10,000 or less. If you click on more than 10,000, it'll tell you you can't do this in small claims. You have to go to district or superior court, and click on other reason and click on next. I'm going to say that he owed this on January 20th and it's $500. Okay, so this interview is set. You click on proceed, and it's going to ask you to do an indigent petition. Okay, and this is basically saying, can you afford the court? Can you not afford it? Well, the HOA can obviously afford it because we have a lot of money. So yes, we can afford the court fees for this. We'll click on next here. And then would you like to submit your small claims file electronically? Yes. Okay, and then you sign your name below as an electronic signature. You hit next. And then after you hit next here, proceed. They'll ask you if you want to take a customer service survey. Just hit next, skip this. It's a pain in the butt, and it logs you out of the system. You have to start over again. So I did it once, and it was a waste of time. Okay, so then you click on proceed, and basically it's going to give you a summary of the cost. It's going to be $96 plus a convenience fee. Total's going to be $98 and some change. And then you have to view each one of the documents that's created for you. So this is the most important one. There's the PDF of what the next steps are taken that is needed. And you have to do this basically to serve the person. Like I said, if it's a business registered with the Secretary of State, you can basically just send them a certified letter. And once you get that, you can upload it back to this website to prove they were served. If it's an individual, you have to go to the sheriff's office. The other document is you're going to see the Service Members Civil Relief Act declaration. You're going to have the magistrate. Oh my goodness, I didn't share this. Okay, I didn't share this. So you have to, this is the next steps for serving them, and then this is the Military Service Members Act, and then this is the magistrate summons saying they have to come to court, and then this is the actual complaint showing why they owe all this money. Okay, so this is the total amount, and then you would click on Pay Now here, but I'm not going to click Pay Now because this is not a real case. But that's basically how you do it. You would download all of these PDFs here. Okay, this one here. You would make 2 copies of them and send them in to whoever's providing service, whether it's via certified mail or the sheriff. And that's it. Thanks.